Hey, and thanks for clicking on this video. We're back with another Where Am I video in this series, number 14, I think. You did actually pretty well. I mean, you got 3 out of 10 on that last one.
For me, that's not bad for these crazy, weird...
And that was a really hard episode. But 2 of them you did, like, you nailed it, 2 of those. I don't know how you did it, but you did
Just
it.
a guess.
Hopefully you can do as good here or better. This is just a normal one, so I'm showing Brent here a picture of a country, and he has to tell me what country it's in. It's that simple. And hope you guys can play along at home and grab a pen and a notepad and play along, and then at the end of the video let us know how you did. Now, on to you.
All right.
Are you prepared mentally for this challenge?
Probably not.
Probably not.
But
all right.
the show must go on. So
feel free to open up number 1 there.
Okay, number 1.
Take a look.
Oh. You sure we're not back in the one we just did?
The snow.
Where am I with snow?
Yeah,
with a piece of snow. This is very interesting.
Oh, and I will say that you can double guess in this video.
Double guess.
If you'd like.
So if I get it wrong, I can guess again. Is that what you mean?
You can guess the same country twice.
Oh, okay.
If you'd like.
All right.
I'm not saying there's duplicates in here, but
no, you're not.
But I'm not saying that. I'm not saying there is. I'm not saying there not. I'm just letting you know.
Now, I know this is probably an optical illusion, but it looks almost like that patch of snow in the foreground in that little bowl area.
That's water.
You think it is?
Yep.
Okay,
I
it's
think
water.
it is.
But it looks almost like snow or salt or something. It looks lower in altitude than the water that's in behind.
It is.
It's almost like that's a dam in between or something.
It is.
It is?
Yeah, it is. It's not a... It's a natural dam.
Natural.
Not, yeah.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Huh. And there's some structure, very long, flat structure in the distance there on the right. And there's a person in the foreground on that cleared out almost, slightly cleared area of rock. And that long structure, I don't know what that is. Huh. Well, I'm baffled. The rocks in the immediate foreground, they look like Mars or the moon or something. No trees. I'm thinking it's quite far north. It's a big bridge structure or some kind of structure in the distance there. So I'm thinking it's far north, but not so far north that it's uninhabited or uninteresting to people economically or whatever.
I'm going to point out one thing.
All right.
In the bottom right of this photo, you see like a little compass thing. That's part of Google Maps. I'm not sure if that helps you or not, but you feel free to use it.
Well, I've seen them in the other videos, and I'm not sure if that means that's north, looking straight ahead or not.
I don't know either.
Yeah, I don't think it helps a whole lot this time.
Okay.
But thank you for that.
No problem.
Yeah. Wow.
What you feeling? What are you thinking?
I'm feeling like North Korea.
Oh.
Yeah, I'm going to say North Korea.
That's your final answer?
I guess so.
That's incorrect. It's Iceland.
Oh, okay.
We saw an Iceland photo in the last one.
We did.
Okay, halt the presses. We've had a bit of an issue here. What you're seeing now is happening a week after what you've just seen, the clip that you've just seen.
Oops.
For some reason, the camera stopped recording after the clip that you just saw, and we didn't notice it, and we continued on in the video about probably like 30 seconds or so, and then we just said, we'll screw it and we'll just refilm it. But
yeah.
So we can't refilm the first image because we've already been through it. It would be cheating. So
it would be. Can't do that.
I kept that original footage in here, but I just wanted to make this quick little intro here and let you guys know that we're going to continue with this video. Not much will change for you. It's more changes for us. But anyways, we can keep going with
probably
this.
different wardrobe. Goodness knows.
Yeah, we might be wearing different clothes. I don't even remember what I was wearing. I think I tried to wear the same thing, but yeah. Okay, so you ready for number 2?
I am.
A week later?
I am.
All right, take a look.
Number 2, bringing it up on the screen right now. Okay. I remember we just started this
you just
when
got
we
a
noticed
glimpse
that
of
the
it,
camera was failing or had failed, and I was making some comments about
the poop on the guardrail.
Poop on the guardrail. Definitely a lot of seagull action there. And there's some things that are out in the water there, probably demarking or denoting where the channel would be for arriving watercraft.
Some windmills up on the hill there, right?
Some windmills up in the hill. It's got a North American-looking truck in a parking lot and a park bench and some dusk to dawn lighting that's there, although it looks like it's a quasi-industrial type of place. There appears to be lots of island traffic around. Now, I forget back to the rules. Is it just the country we're trying to identify?
Just the country, yes.
Just the country. To me, that looks like what I would expect some small community in Alaska to look like.
Okay.
So I'm going to just presume it's somewhere in those islands that go up the BC coast and towards Juneau, or towards, yeah, it is Juneau, I'm thinking, right. So I'm going to say Alaska, which means the United States. That's where I'm at.
You're correct. This is Alaska. This is actually the port where ever watch what's on Discovery Channel? Deadliest Catch. Ever see Deadliest Catch on
I've
Discovery
seen
Channel?
it on the guide. I've never watched it.
This is
no.
one of the ports that they launch from. I
Is
think this
that right?
is Kodiak, I believe.
Okay.
Anyways, yeah. So that's right behind the camera here is a bunch of ships and docks and
Oh,
everything.
cool.
So yeah.
Neat.
So I'm gonna mark that correct.
Ooh.
So you're 1 for 1.
1 for 2.
Or sorry, 1 for 2.
Yeah.
Forgot.
1 for 1 tonight.
Yeah.
Excuse me.
All right, go to the next one.
Okay, the next one, very, very interesting. Isn't that odd? Are these monuments or just ancient things that used to have value or use?
Wish I could tell you.
Hardly any vegetation. There's just that low scrubby stuff.
Yeah, you're right.
No trees. Well, isn't that neat? And that's a circular, to me it looks like a monument, unless it's hollow inside and has a place to live in. And there's other ones, of course. There's that one to the left and that series of 3 structures just to the right of it, in right center. Looking in the distance, I see cumulus clouds, which is interesting because if you think of this being a desolate, barren, Arctic-type terrain, I probably wouldn't expect to see clouds that were shaped like that.
Okay.
Cumulus clouds usually are more temperate weather.
They need some warmth.
They need some warmth. So this, but I was going to say, well, it could be a little island, a little tiny island like the Falklands or something, but there's too much going on in the background. This is, to me, it looks like continental as opposed to an island location.
Okay.
So I'm going to lean in just a little bit. Just trying to see if those were bricks or stones. In other words, were all the component parts of these structures the same size, or were they stones that were gathered up and then put into those
Looks
locations?
like stone to me.
They look like stones to me. That doesn't tell me much. But when I look at this, I think of Patagonia, which is down South America between Argentina and Chile. Excuse me. Or I think of Svalbard, maybe up in the Arctic or near Arctic. But that would be an island, actually. Is it Nova Zemlya, Russia? That peninsula that goes off to the north.
Saying a lot of things I've never heard of.
Is it the Kamchatka Peninsula? I'm thinking of places that could have decent weather from time to time, but are normally not decent and therefore don't grow trees. And this could just be an issue of not enough soil for a tree to grab onto. Maybe they can only support some very scattered grasslands, for all I know. So maybe this is tropical, but it's just a very desolate place. I am totally befuddled.
Bit of a
Totally
tricky picture here.
It is a tricky picture. I don't see enough mountainous stuff going on for it to be Tierra del Fuego or Patagonia, so I'm thinking it's more of a plain situation, maybe high elevation. Is this Africa? It looks kind of dry, so Botswana.
Botswana.
I don't
but I can see that, though. I can. This is England.
Ah, great. Really?
Yeah.
Where in England is that?
Couldn't tell you.
Oh, come on now. You need to give me deets.
It was a week ago when I did this research,
Well,
and now it's a week later.
Make notes when you put these things together. I want to
did.
know where this place is.
It says England
Is
on
this-
my notes.
But is it really England? Is it not Wales, maybe? Are we on the top of Mount Snowdonia?
Actually, I just remembered where it was. It's near Yorkshire.
Okay, that would be
It's
England.
I think just to the left of that.
Right. So you're in the central...
Yeah, it's just to the left of that. It's like near a. not a park, but not a forest. I don't know.
Stirring thing.
It's I don't know what the right term for it, but it's kind of like greened out on the map as a protected kind of area.
Okay, like a wildlife or.
Yeah, it's not. I can't think of the word off the top of my head,
Really?
but yeah, it's near Yorkshire.
Okay.
Yorkshire.
Is that how they speak in
I
York?
think so. I think that's
Okay.
Yorkshire. I don't know them.
I have no idea. I don't
know. Anyway.
I'm sure we'll find out in the comments how close you are to your accent. I'm shocked and interesting. Very interesting. Thank you.
Number 4.
Number 4. Well, here's some more shapes.
Look at all the hints in this.
Can I lean in?
Yeah, you can lean in. I don't know if any of these hints will be of any use to you, but there's a lot of interesting factors here.
Is there ever?
You've made the comment in the past that you don't just want to see a wide open space with anything. You want to see something with you can work off of. So that's what I've tried to do here.
So these almost look like monuments where you stand in front of each one and you read something and it has some significance. But they're so big. Like I've seen overlooks like this where you've got a monument or some kind of structure that has writing on it, but then you can look up and see the thing it's referring to. You look at the writing like down at Wood Islands where the ferry goes from over to Nova Scotia. There is a thing you can stop in front of and it'll show you landmarks. And when you're on top of Mount Washington, you have things that give you directions as to what's where.
Yeah.
That doesn't look like this, though, because if you're standing up next to that reading it, you can't see around it.
Exactly. And even when you're on the top of the Rockefeller Center, they have a map of the view, what buildings you see in the view and stuff.
That's right.
Yeah. You're right. There's nothing here that
I'm
points
quite
to
befuddled.
something.
I'm going to look over on the left here a little bit. I would say those are tropical little palm trees up there on the side of that mountain.
Kind of has that vibe.
It does, and there's a power line behind it. And a big radio tower way at the top of that hill in the near distance. Isn't this interesting? I'm going to say Brazil.
Ooh, you're pretty close.
Am I?
Yeah, it's Guatemala.
Well, Brazil and Guatemala.
Continent.
What?
Same continent.
Most people say Guatemala's in Central America.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh.
But still, it's Latin America.
That's what I meant.
I'll take that. I'll take Latin America. I didn't know Guatemala had that much elevation.
I didn't either.
So that's impressive.
I didn't know Guatemala was in Central America, so shows you how much you know about Guatemala.
We're all learning today, kids.
Yeah.
Cool. Very nice.
My knowledge of South America is pretty poor.
Next. Number 5. Wow. Beautiful waterfalls.
Not a lot of hints here, but
no.
There's only not really a couple places, but there's a handful of places where this could be in the world.
There's like the Olduvai Gorge in Africa. Maybe it's like Tanzania or someplace like that.
Where's Victoria Falls? Is that
Victoria
Argentina
Falls
or
is
something?
it's in Africa.
Is it?
Yeah, it's at the very head of the Nile River, I think. Yeah, so this could be something like that. But waterfalls, wow, that's beautiful. Just beautiful. And just from looking at the center of the valley, it looks like there was lots of water there in the past. Maybe floods that went through there.
It could be Canada.
What's that?
Could be Canada.
It could be Canada. It could be Australia.
Could be all kinds of places.
It could be New Zealand. It could be anywhere, not anywhere, but many places in Africa. It could be dang near anywhere. I think we're going to narrow it down so far. Here, I have it narrowed down to this.
Okay.
The planet Earth.
Oh, well, you're on the right track.
Okay, so that's great. I'll take anything I can get. Is that a critter in the foreground?
Those are people.
Oh.
So, yes, they're critters.
Human critters, yeah. It looks very lush. Even places where vegetation has a struggle, like up the side of a rocky face like that, there's vegetation. So I would say that things grow quite willingly here. I would almost say that there's almost a man-made striation or rowing to some of that foliage that goes off in the center and center right. It's almost like it was planted. I'm not sure of that, but it'd be a hard place to try to cultivate anything, but maybe planting a few rows of trees might be interesting. So I'm just going to go throw a dart
Okay.
And I'm going to say Australia.
Ooh. You failed to notice one very specific clue in this picture. Off to the top right, you're going to see some snow.
Yeah.
What I believe to be snow. There's no snow in Australia, is there?
There are times when, and
Really?
places when there are snow in parts of Australia.
I did not know that. Anyway, this is not Australia.
Okay.
It's Norway.
Is it?
Mm.
Isn't that gorgeous? Norway. Lovely.
Very lovely.
That is great.
And this looks completely different this time of year, I bet.
I
When it's
bet.
cold and snowy. And,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Cool.
All right. The next one is going to be very interesting.
Oh, what in the name of all that is? That's crazy weird. Clearly, that's a photographic artifact, that two-legged post there on the left.
Oh,
right?
yes.
Wow.
Mm-hmm. What the heck is going on here?
It looks like a fine enough screen to keep insects away, maybe.
Mm-hmm.
And what's that bundle of things in the lower left-hand corner? Is that?
It looks like a chair. Like when you fold a chair up, the legs
Oh,
kind
yes,
of
it
go together.
does. Yeah. What would be that thing, though?
But they're all in camouflage. They look like they're hunting
Yeah. What are they hunting?
from inside of a tent.
Inside of a large mosquito net.
Like if this was Alaska and they were hunting polar bears, not that people hunt polar bears, but
Mm-hmm.
there's no snow, and like that thing is not going to keep back a polar bear. So if they are hunting anything, it's not something crazy big and vicious, and you know what I mean? Like,
I know what you mean. They're wearing camouflage, and that structure must be a blind of some kind that they can hide in while they're waiting for their prey to come
and
along.
it's not even the same color as as the ground. Like,
But maybe the animal that they're hunting just
Maybe.
doesn't have the kind of vision that would pick that out as something weird. And they all just hide in there until the animal gets nearby, and then they all open the door and run out. And, you know,
I guess.
I have no idea. I'm just looking at the terrain all around it. I can't get any clues out of the camo or that structure. I'm trying, but and that post with a plastic sign or something on it. Wonder what that's all about.
I don't know. It looks
And
like
there's a ground. Is that a ground rod nailed in beside it?
Looks like a property marker or something.
Could be, or it could be a ground rod, and maybe there's an attachment that brings a wire over to that post. So maybe it requires electricity or something.
Could
Then
be.
there's maybe another one in the distance. Well, there's another post over there in the distance.
Yeah.
Maybe that's a line or a demarcation of some kind.
Yeah.
Is this a border post? Kazakhstan.
There's a funny thing about this picture.
All right.
I use another image in a previous Where Am I?
Yes.
From just over to the right of this. There were two trucks.
Yeah.
One had a big antenna
Big
on it.
antenna.
There was a big weird thing in the distance.
Yes.
This is the big weird thing. Anyways, that was Nebraska. So we're in the
Excuse
United
me.
States. Anyways,
So do we know what's going on?
I still don't know what's going on. We're closer to the weird thing that was in the distance originally.
Well, that's good.
Still don't know what's going on.
Closer to the weird thing.
All right,
All right.
here we go.
Oh, isn't that pretty?
Mm.
Okay.
Lots of clues here.
Well, I see a satellite dish, and it's pointing away from us.
Mm-hmm.
That means we're looking south, because this is clearly Central Europe. This would be the Alps area, I would think, maybe southern Germany or Austria or Switzerland.
Confidence.
Well, it's very low confidence, actually. But I just get that gingerbread look there. That church is similar to other churches I've seen that have a kind of steeple structure. There's a clock. It's 10 to 12 noon. There's also a clock on the church, which doesn't seem to agree with the clock that's on the left.
That's true.
Is that in a different time zone?
Oh.
And there's some barricades there. Like, is that actually a border area? Well, now it's mystified, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
I wonder if that's a border area and things. But see, even the clocks, like, they only look to be 15 minutes apart. So That probably is not significant for a border, but okay, here we go. Liechtenstein. I just wanted to say it so you get you to laugh.
What are Liechtenstein's neighboring countries?
Andorra is not too far away. Luxembourg is not too far away. France, Belgium, Germany
There you go.
are all in that area.
Germany.
I just thought that was too obvious.
You're close though. Good
fairly
thinking
close,
process.
Yeah. All right.
Next.
All right. Oh, this could be the moon.
It could be the moon. This one
Yeah.
is actually pretty difficult.
That's really almost volcanic looking in the foreground.
Hmm.
And there's that windmills over there
Yep.
on the left.
Lots of windmills.
And there are people. And there's an antenna of some kind.
Yeah.
Yeah. That looks like very tough terrain to try to walk across. But it looks volcanic to me. I could be wrong. But
I would agree with that.
those windmills are quite permanent, though. Like I was thinking at first I saw this, I thought, this is maybe up in high elevation Hawaii or something.
What do you mean by permanent?
Well, permanent being you wouldn't build a windmill on top of a volcano.
Oh, okay. I see. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Especially one that was active.
Yes.
Now, this to me looks like recently active. So is it Iceland? Iceland has a lot of volcanic plain, and I'm actually drawn to Iceland here because it's volcanic. It probably has alternate sources of power. The Icelanders are very socially responsible people and very self-sufficient, so windmills would make sense in Iceland. And there are people in the distance. Iceland has people. I'm really grasping at straws here. I'm going to say Iceland.
You are incorrect. I think this one's going to shock you, and this one's very difficult. It's Aruba.
No kidding. I never would have got that in a million years.
Aruba's a pretty small country and island.
Yeah.
And I
Wow.
think it's pretty lush for the most part.
Yeah.
This is completely, like, I would have never, if you showed me this picture, I would have never guessed Aruba.
Me neither.
We'd be sitting here for 3 hours before I even guessed it.
It'd be more than that
Yeah.
for me. That's amazing. Very cool.
Number 9.
Well done. Number 9. Wow. Okay.
Trying to hit you with a lot of hints in these ones.
Well, we've got coniferous trees, some kind of small stunted pine thing going on, but we have a palm tree that's almost dead ahead along the sidewalk area there.
Mm-hmm.
We've got Alto, like a gas station sign or a restaurant sign. Got a very weird...
I think that's a stop sign in a different language.
Oh, yes, it is. Alto, halt, meaning stop. Okay. But there's a palm tree. I wonder what language we're talking about. That's Italian, isn't it?
I don't know.
Alto.
I don't. To be honest, I don't think so. Based on where this country is, but I don't want to give it away. But
Well, thanks for the hint.
it's not Italy.
There's a church in the distance there with a white steeple on it. They have are these birdhouses or lights or
I
both?
thought it was a birdhouse.
Looks like a birdhouse to me with maybe a light just below it.
Or it could be a camera.
Could be, I guess. Is that a sports stadium on the far right?
I believe it is.
So we got palm trees, we have grass. We could be in probably Latin America. We could be, I guess, in southern Spain, maybe Portugal. Oh, what the heck? I'll say Portugal.
Oh, you're close. It's Nicaragua.
Okay. Well, Nicaragua physically is not close to Portugal at all. Nicaragua's in Central America. But
As far as like weather and stuff, like
Yeah.
they look very similar. I don't know.
Nicaragua.
Yeah.
That's very close to Guatemala.
It's like obviously completely different parts of the world.
Totally.
But even culturally, there's probably a lot of similarities as well.
If you go back far enough, yeah,
Yeah,
for sure.
so-
yeah, Spanish and Portuguese not that far apart genetically, and Nicaragua would be a Latin American or Spanish settled area. Very cool.
Okay.
The only place the Portuguese got at was Brazil. Next.
Last one.
Good grief.
It's tough. This one's tough.
Wow. We have motorcycles.
Yeah.
We have a dude in a shirt. Looks almost like a button-up short sleeve shirt. We have tropical plants. It's a bit dry, but there's lots of lush, almost like sugar cane looking stuff in the distance there.
And a donkey.
And a
Or a
donkey.
horse or something on the left there.
Yeah. Yeah, some sort of creature, a hoofed creature. There's a car there in the distance behind the collection of motorbikes and things. Yeah, this is tough. This is tough. I'm at a loss. We could be Cuba, the Dominican Republic, Vietnam, India, Cambodia, excuse me, Thailand. Something's telling me Dominican Republic.
Okay.
I'm going to stay there.
All right. You are incorrect, unfortunately.
I'm shocked.
It's Pakistan.
Ah.
So you're close to the India one.
I was very close with India. Okay.
So you got one correct.
One, I believe, out of 10.
Yeah, the Alaska one.
Ooh.
That was a very difficult one, though. It's those. Some of those places could have been so many other places. So a lot of your guesses were just kind of like thrown at a dartboard a little bit. So
Totally.
yeah, I'll try and make it a little bit easier next time.
That'd be okay. I wouldn't complain about that.
Someone suggested that we do city halls. I
Oh,
show you
wow.
a picture of city hall and you try and guess. It would probably have to be an American version. Think you'd be up for that, or you think you would?
Oh, I'd be up for anything. Sure.
All right, sounds good.
Give it a go.
All right, thanks for watching, guys. Appreciate it. We'll do this again in the future. I think we're close to part 15 or something now, so we're cruising right along in this series. People really like them, so we'll keep doing them. So
They're a lot of fun.
thanks for playing along. Thanks for watching at home. And if you did play along at home, make sure you leave Dan your answers down below so we can check them, because we read all the comments. And subscribe if you're not. Like this video if you did like it. And we'll see you in the next one. Adios.